Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you a mess. This is the start of episode 14 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. And I found the source of my FPS issues last episode. I forgot I tore this whole thing down, and it's just been sitting there gathering more and more item entities in the world. None of these are really despawning because they keep getting juggled by the vacuum hopper down here. So I'm going to do something about all of that. It's just not good. Be right back. Alright, that gets it all sorted, and I also took the opportunity to add these barrels to my ME network. Now, the fun part is, with everything being pumped in by these item ducts, and it being told to void any extras into this trash can, I'll never have more than a barrel's worth of all of these in here. And because I've got this guy set up to accept ender pearls all the time, I'll now be filling this up with resident ender automatically off of my mob farm, with no need for further interaction from me. Let's show you the fun bit of Flux Infused Sickle. So, I've got this nice little sugar farm here. I'm at the edge of it. It would take a while to punch it all down. One click with the sickle clears out half of it. If I empower the sickle, it goes even further and clears out everything instead of just that one layer. Not that that's what I wanted to do at this time, because now I have to replant the whole thing, but it was fun, and I wanted to show it to you. Alright, so, on the docket for today, I'm going to be getting a couple of more quests completed, and I'm going to be starting to set up some of the items I'm going to need to work on the long-term, like, high-value quests, beyond the cobblestone quests, which I'm already doing. All of those metals and resources and everything in this little factory, their only purpose is to let me build the machines I need to finish the other quests. I don't believe there's a single quest that requires collecting large quantities of metal. And as you can see, I've still got all of that extra ore gravel from last time. I haven't actually gotten that through the system yet. Might as well go and check if I can toss another stack of that in there yet. Oh, yep, it's done with one. So, here, have some copper. Yeah. And some lead. You know what? Have it all. Enjoy. Getting a little bit of chop here. I assume that's from things getting placed and broken and all the items flying around and all of those monsters in that monster tower. It might be time to look into a more efficient method of generating monster drops, especially considering I have basically everything. We'll look into it later. At the moment, I want to work on quests. Now, I've got the For the Hoarding quests open. This is generate lots of ice, generate lots of cobblestone, lots of sand, lots of wood, lots of endstone, soul sand, lots of dirt. I need to generate lots of all things purple, which means I'm going to need to get some purple dye going. I need to generate lots of slime blocks, both green and blue. I need to generate 30 resonant flux capacitors full of power. That'll take a while. 100,000 glass and clear glass, so that's an absolute ton of ton more sand. An absolute ton of seared stone, 100,000. 100,000 pistons. 1 million oak logs. Yeah. So lots and lots and lots and lots of item generation required to do the For the Hoarding quests. The Go with the Flow quests are similar, and one of them I can see right from here is milk. So I need to find myself a way to get some cows at some point in time. But what I want to start on at the moment and open up the rest of are the Hell's Kitchen quests, because I've still got some introductory things to make a juicer and a mixing bowl, both of which I already have, but I still need to recraft them. There, mixing bowl. Next step, juicing. I need to make 10 apple juice. No problem. And I may as well use those. And there we go. Quest complete. Oh, I actually have to turn in the 10 apple juice. That's a shame. Goodbye, apple juice. I get a reward bag. A good reward bag. Half a heart. And I got a little bit of iron out of it. So, what goodies do we get? A creepy doll and an angry doll. Well, the angry doll might be useful. The creepy doll I'll never use. So, a little bit of a shame. That's okay. Next step along the Hell's Kitchen quest path is culinary genius, which I need to make all of, well, most of the iron Pam's Harvest Craft. So I need a skillet made with some iron and a stick. I need a saucepan, I believe. Skillet, cutting board, mortar and pestle, pot. Those I already have. Well, the mortar and pestle and the pot anyway. Pot. Cutting board. All of these are basic resources, use basic resources that I've had for a while. Probably could have completed this quite a while ago. And that's all of the pots and pans. I get a full heart. Well, that wasn't a whole lot of effort to get an entire life. And a good reward bag. 15 points. I got, ooh, golden lasso. I got 2 of them. Now, golden lassos are really cool. As you can see, you can right-click on any passive mob and magically store it inside. And I believe it's reusable. So, for example, if I could take this down to my little squid spawning area and grab myself a couple of squids with it. And it's also not terribly difficult for me to create. It just uses a tiny bit of gold and an ender pearl each. So even if these aren't reusable, I'm not too worried about it. There. And now I have 2 squids. And you can see they took on an enchanted texture, and they show that they have squids inside them. And then if I right-click again, it lets the squid out into the water. So those will be very useful for... actually, I've got something that I can do with those right now, because I got a couple of single-use safari nets out of Mine Factory, out of reward bags earlier. Let me see if I can find those. I had them stashed in... I did have them stashed in there. These are kind of my preparation for the episode, just things that I want to do sometime very soon. Alright, so what have I got? I got a cow. Fantastic. That makes my life a lot easier. And I got a pig. Yay, piggy. And I'm going to make myself 1 more golden lasso so that I can get this other net opened up. Here we are then. 1 more golden lasso. Because they're cheap, they're simple. I got, oh, a bat with TNT on its head? What the heck? Oh dear. So that made a bit of a mess. Luckily, could have been a lot worse. Seems it took out my harvester entirely. Lost a fair bit of stuff over the side. Well, that'll learn me, won't it? Be a little bit more careful opening up those safari nets. Alright, I'm going to clean up this mess, and I'll be right back. Hey folks, was just starting cleanup procedures and noticed something odd on my minimap. I got a little bit of good luck to go along with that bat that tried to kill me. A cow spawned on my little grass platform. It's about time, it's been over here long enough. So now I have a pair of cows. That will alter my plan significantly. I'm going to set up a automated cow processing facility over here. Get myself lots of steaks, lots of leather, lots of milk. So, once I get this cleaned up and I get the items that I'm going to need to start making that, I'll be right back. Hey folks, I thought you might appreciate seeing some of this construction on screen, since last time I made a large structure with the Builder's Wand, I wasn't able to show any of it on screen due to, well, let's just call it my own derpiness. Yeah. So, a couple of construction techniques I use on this map. One, vacuum hoppers. They are absolutely my favorite friend, because I can break the bottom layer and not lose the block. And I also make extensive use of water ladders when I'm building. Now, I need a pit that is at least 2 deep so that I can have my nice abattoir, which is basically cow slaughterhouse. Alright, and I want to build... Oh, but that's going to build over the entire thing, and I don't want to fill the entire thing in. It's a little dicey, but it's fun, you know? I'm going to go 1, and that'll give me 2 deep if that's the bottom, so I'm going to go 1 more and make that the bottom. So now, whoop, that's the bottom. Alright, and I can scoop up the water now, put it back in the tank, and scoop up the tank. That's why I like to keep some buckets and a tank of water on me, at most times is just for, exact situations like that. Okay. And now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to very carefully drop down onto that little block. There we are. And I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to extend the platform. And I can go one this way and one this way to get it extended fully. Oops, I don't want to overdo it here. There, edgestone bricks. There we are. Got a nice little pit. Alright folks, I'm back to start building those machines. I cleaned up my inventory some, built a bunch of platform out here, made my little cow pits over there, lit things up. There was a bit of a scary moment where a whole bunch of mobs spawned, but I got them taken out. Found myself a zombie pit doing it. Woohoo! And now it's time to make myself some machines for farming. First things first, I want a rancher, which will be responsible for milking my cows. Alright, to make a rancher I need fluid ducts, plastic sheets, shears, machine frame, tin ingots. One rancher. Excellent. I am also going to need a sewer. Well, a few sewers actually. These are going to be responsible for collecting sewage from underneath the cows. And I need bricks, which I'm going to need clay for. And I don't have any clay here, but I do have some clay in my sludge boiler. Guarantee it. There we go. Actually, I have a fair bit of clay. And salt. Grab the salt. It'll save me a bit of effort later. So I'm going to go get this clay, smelt it into bricks. Come back over here. Alright, so we'll skip the sewer for the moment. I need a chronotyper. The chronotyper can separate the babies from the adults. And the problem being, to make it, I need purple dye, which requires blue and red. Now I've got the blue. I didn't have the red until just now. I'm going to keep one of these roses, and the rest I'm going to turn into rose red, which I'm going to put all of it with the blue to make purple dye. That other rose is going to live safely in my bag of holding until I get started on bees, because I learned the hard way that bone mealing grass to get flowers is really difficult in this particular pack. There's a lot of fruit trees from Pam's Harvest Craft that pop up instead, and a lot of tall grass. You get a lot of seeds and such, which is great, but not what I was looking for. Alright, so chronotyper. Create one. I'm also going to need a grinder. The grinder is going to be what kills my adult cows for me. That requires some books, which I have the capability of making. Who needs leather when I can use blank pattern, string, and paper to make 2 books? And that should be everything I need for the grinder. There we go. Alright, so milker, sorter, killer. I need the breeder. The breeder will be feeding my adult cows so that they will breed and create more baby cows for me. And this is made with golden apples and golden carrots. And I need to make a golden apple. So I'm actually going to go appropriate my smeltery to do this. And I'm going to see about the golden carrot. 8 nuggets or 128 millibuckets. That's the same either way. Down the drain, turn off the fluid ducts, put in a couple of gold ingots, set down the casting table, put the fluid duct on it, put the apple in the table, and set to output mode. And once those melt, they will get put into the casting table. There they go, pouring out into the casting table. Creates me 1 golden apple. I can then turn off that lever. There's still molten gold in here, but I can just whack you back into the non-withdrawal connection, and it'll pour it right back in there. And then I can turn this on, and it'll put it in the casting table, in the casting basin that it belongs in. So, take you over here, and now I can finally make my breeder. Also, my bricks should be done by now. They are. Which will let me make my sewer. Oh, need a bucket. Got plenty of those in here. And I get 4 sewers for my effort. Okay, so let's go set up some power and put these things into place. Am I all out of redstone energy conduits? I am. Alright, I'm going to make some new redstone energy conduits. I'll be back in a little bit. Now you get to see the advantage of me having all of this destabilized redstone waiting for me. I can just dump the partial stack of redstone energy conduits in, and they will fill pretty darn quickly. And this guy will already be starting to refill what's being used up. So this shouldn't take too much longer. Once I have 20, that'll probably be enough to go get everything plugged in at least. Speaking of energy, next episode is going to be better power production because I built a 5th ender generator, and the 5 of them are not able to keep up with my current power needs. I am slowly losing power, which is an issue. I mean, I'm down to 6 million RF in this resident energy cell. I only have another 50 million to go after that. Actually, I need to refuel some of those. I lost my ender pearls in the explosion with the TNT bat, which that made me sad. All right, my power line. I'll come back and cover this up later. Actually, this isn't going to be enough to make it the entire way because I'm running power line for quite a distance. So I'm just going to take this bit of it, come right on over here, and set things up ahead of time. So right here in this wall, I'm going to dig in a bit here, and this is where power is going to go. And also, I'm going to need, let's see, so the breeder and the rancher need to be right here. So I'm going to put the breeder there, the rancher there. Then I'm going to use my wrench to turn them until they're facing in the directions I want them to. Oh, that's right. I can't set the output sides on these machines. The breeder and the rancher has to output to the back, which means that I'm going to actually tear things down a little bit. I know I just built it, but I need the rancher to face like that. I can turn you around, and I can put a fluid duct behind there, because I need milk. I need lots and lots of milk. And I'm going to grab my fluid ducts out of my bag. Oh, those are my item ducts. I'm going to run it just like this. And now I can put that wall mostly back into place, but I'm going to have power coming. Well, actually, I'm going to need to run power over to here, so I'm going to have power going right across the top. And I don't think I'm going to need anything else in the rancher, because this is just going to be a cow farm. It'll just extract milk, so I don't need to worry about extracting items. Alright, let's see. Put those back. And like I said, I'll come back through here with covers at some point and pretty this all up again. Alright, the breeder I'm going to need to feed items and power, because it's going to need to use wheat to breed the sheep. I mean, not the sheep, the cows. So I'm going to have an item duct going into the top of it, and an energy conduit going into the side of it. Which actually means that these two can go back, because I'm not going to be bringing my energy in there at all. I'm going to be bringing it in right here. this will be the line that connects to the road for power. Because I like to run power lines down the center of the road. Alright, now the chronotyper, I believe I need facing that direction. And it's going to move babies. And it should move them from this side to that side. Let me double check that real quick. Okay, that's actually backwards. The back is the steady purple, and the front is black when powered. I mean when unpowered. So that's going to also need some power. Good thing I started all of those energy conduits cooking, because I'm going to need more than I have on hand. Over here, I'm going to want a grinder. The grinder will ignore baby animals and will only kill the adults. And let's see, that looks like the front. Yeah, because that's the back. Now the back of the grinder, an item duct. Set to extract. Speaking of which, come over here, get a look at the fluid duct behind this. So I can set that to extract. Because I don't trust these things. They are not plug and play friendly a lot of the time. There we go. Put you back up. Not that the babies can jump anyway. Alright, make sure I've got that grinder configured correctly. It will examine a 5x5 in front of it. That's a bit of an issue, actually. Okay, I'm going to make a small change to the layout. Be right back. Alrighty, got this build 90% complete. Just going to show you the last bits of it. You know, the dangerous part, where I install the sewers and try not to fall to my death. Hasn't happened yet. I feel like I'm overdue. Alright, so these sewers will collect sewage from the animals that walk over the top of them. Sewage can be used to make fertilizer for farms, and I also have a quest to collect an awful lot of it. I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm in trouble here. Hang on just a moment. Nope, should be good. Okay. I thought that maybe there was one of those, you know, export holes on the bottom of the sewer, just because that would have ruined my day entirely. Because I would have had to find some way to get underneath here and get underneath the sewers. Oh, in fact, there's already sewage being generated. I guess from me. I have no idea. That's odd. Okay. In any case, get this all closed back up. Oh, I need to run the fluid duct all the way, not just, you know, part of the way. And I will come through another time to clean this up. I'm running short on time here and need to get this build finished. Plenty of pipes running all through this little stone construction, and all of them, well, most of them hidden by goodies. There we go. Here we are, last one. I can get it there, right like that. Excellent. Okay, so you can see how the piping's coming in, and it's all running underneath here, and I've got the fluid duct coming out of the rancher, the item duct coming out of the grinder. All I need to do is add animals and wheat, and I should have a pretty good cow farm going. But first, I actually want to disable you. I think I can do that by putting a lever on it long enough for more adults to spawn. And forgetting something very important, actually putting covers down here so the cows don't, you know, derp around all over the place and then fall, which which would be bad. I need them to not fall. I got these cows for free, and I want to use every bit of them. Alright, so golden lasso cow, golden lasso cow. 1 and 2. And they'll be, you know, hopefully somewhat happy down there. Those sewers will be collecting sewage for me, which I can get out of there if I go get a tank. It's just not a high priority at the moment. The sewage will be useful eventually, kind of deal. Alright, I'm going to toss wheat in there, which will get pulled out by the impulse item ducts down there. And that breeder should, there we go. Tell the cows, hey, make a baby. Cows make a baby. Chronotyper is not pulling the baby away, but if I were to turn that on, it would scoop the baby out. Eventually. It's supposed to scan a 5x5 in front of it. Has to wait for that idle ticks to go away. Poof. And now the baby's over here. And once that baby grows, it'll get slaughtered in the grinder. And its drops will pop out into the other chest. But I'm going to pick him back up for now, actually, because I don't want to kill the babies. I want them to grow up. So I'm going to pick him back up and put him over back in here. So, there you have it. MFR cow farm. And if I gave this some time to grow, then I would have plenty of cows over here. My goal is to get 8 adults in this cell. And the reason I want to stop at 8 is because of a acceleration mechanic that'll be available to me later on that maxes out at 8. So, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the series so far. If you have and you would like to promote and support it, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. It really helps increase my exposure. I will see you next time.